Car chases are dangerous and unpredictable. Viewer discretion advised.
We begin tonight with a pursuit. This is breaking news of a suspect ramming police during this chase.
This is in Anaheim. Let's go upstairs now. Desmond Shaw live in Sky 2 for an update. Now, Desmond, what's happening? My goodness, this driver is driving like a maniac.
Yeah, absolutely insane here, Jeff and Susie. So we're getting, I believe, onto the 91 freeway right now. This is not the vehicle that this pursuit started in. It started with it was a little Honda. And the person tried to carjack someone else. They failed. Then they went into a residential area. Somehow got this van. I believe we have the video to show you what happened next. Unbelievable how the suspect was ramming the Fullerton police cruiser to try to get away from the police there, and just repeatedly ramming their vehicle, and actually pushed the vehicle back and was able to get away from that. Absolutely insane. Looks like we're getting off of the freeway. We're going to make the transition out from the 91 towards the 5 freeway right here, this van. And unbelievable desperation. You saw them clip between those two vehicles right there onto the right-hand shoulder and back 85 miles an hour. Nearly lost control earlier trying to get out of that residential zone. Was started fishtailing and managed to recover. So now we are on the 5 freeway here. Looks like we're headed northbound on the 5. This is a really crazy and dangerous one, Jeff.
Yeah, he is driving very aggressively. That would be, I would assume, assault with a deadly weapon. When we took a look at him trying to ram into that police officer's vehicle, obviously, Susie, that could be seen very, very easily as a threat to police officers in taking that van and trying to ram into them.
My goodness, and you just got to think of what time it is right now. It's looking pretty good right now on the 5 freeway, but this is what it looks like on the 5 freeway around this area. Around Buena Park is where we are right now, near the 91 and the 5 freeway. We just passed the 91, got off the 91, and then went on to the 5 interchange. But as we get up closer to the Citadel area, and as we get into Cerritos and Norwalk.
That's him right there.
Yep, there he is right there. And if he continues on that freeway, it would be a dangerous thing anyway. But look at these dangerous maneuvers that he is. Oh my goodness. Desmond, was there any kind of attempts to do spike strips?
No, nothing like this. I mean, this all happened so quickly with this one. We were actually at the end of another pursuit that ended at the Soak City theme park near Knott's Berry Farm. When we heard about this one right around the corner, we heard Fullerton PD had initiated it on the 91. It got off the freeway, though, pretty quickly. This is insane, blasting through red lights here into a residential zone up to 50 miles an hour, just piloting this van like a missile right now onto the wrong side of the road. You know, we're out here, everyone is commuting, just trying to get home right now. We're in the middle of rush hour, and to be driving like this is insane. But sorry, Susie, to answer your question, no spike strips, nothing like that. There hasn't been any time for officers to get in place because this person's been turning all over the place, driving really quickly, no kind of discernible pattern. And then again, tried to actually carjack someone earlier in a residential neighborhood, and when they weren't able to succeed with that, they parked and somehow got a hold of this van. If they hotwired it or what, or if someone was in that van and they managed to wrestle the keys away from them, that's unclear. But I just cannot believe how this suspect was repeatedly ramming the police to try to get away. Frankly, they're very fortunate that officers did not open fire on them, because we've seen that many times before, blasting through another red light. So it just really shows here desperation on a level like I may have never seen before, Jeff and Susan.
Yeah, definitely very desperate measures by the driver of this van. This is LA's latest pursuit. This is the 3rd vehicle, we understand. He was initially seen in a Honda Accord at one point in time, then tried to carjack another car, and then somehow got into this van, carjacked that, somehow stolen this van, got into position to ram into a police cruiser in Fullerton PD's squad car over and over and over again, pushing that squad car to the point where he could get out and around. On the right-hand part of your screen is going to be basically those highlights from this pursuit, getting onto the freeway there, going very fast, 82 miles an hour on these surface streets, very dangerous conditions. This is a point in time we have somebody so desperate to get away from the police and is driving beyond not only the rules of the road, but beyond this van, as we've seen him time and time again, Susie, come up to traffic, fishtail, now onto a sidewalk. This is very dangerous. Pedestrians, people out. It's hopping back onto the road there, going through the corner. Just incredibly insane maneuvers by this driver.
I mean, so dangerous, Jeff. And Desmond, you had mentioned that this person actually rammed a Fullerton Patrol Police car, a Fullerton Police Department car. Are there any ground units as far as you see nearby, and who's up in the air with you right now?
What up in the air right now, I can tell you we definitely have 2 helicopters from Orange County Sheriffs, which they call Duke, as well as Angel. That's Anaheim PD's helicopter. So they're both up here. I don't think there's any ground units behind right now at the moment. As I widen out just for a second, no one in sight here at the moment. They're keeping eyes from the air. I haven't heard them say that they're, going into tracking mode or anything like that. They may have just had trouble trying to catch up with this person, because you see just how crazy they are to get away from the police right now. I mean, this might be a situation where, they're going to be hesitant to follow on the ground because of the way this person is driving. But then does it matter? There's no one behind this person immediately, and they're still driving like a total lunatic here on Valley Boulevard. He's still getting up into the sidewalk. That was in a commercial area, so at least I don't believe we had any pedestrians out walking around on that sidewalk right now. But we are in the middle of rush hour traffic. There you see one of the authorities' helicopters going through the shot right there. Not sure if that's the deputies or Anaheim PD's. But and this was all, now we're hearing this was just a stolen vehicle pursuit that this was wanted. And now, we're actually talking about multiple stolen vehicles. That Honda that it started with, the attempted carjacking, and now a second car theft here. And if it was by force or what, if this person has a weapon, that's not clear. But we're coming up into the Santa Fe Springs area here, Valley View Boulevard, and just crazy speeds, doing whatever they can to get away.
Yeah, not even to mention the assault of a deadly weapon on police officers. I can't imagine that they're going to let this one go. They have backed off, it appears, for the ground units, but overhead they have law enforcement from Orange County Sheriff's Department overhead in 2 helicopters. Des, we understand that this is a situation. He's going opposite direction here as we take a live look at this police pursuit. The original one was for a stolen vehicle. This is, I understand, his second vehicle. He tried to carjack another vehicle, and now he's getting back into against the grain there of traffic, crossing the street. Des, I can't imagine that law enforcement, even if they did back off, oh, we're going underground.
Right, would even try to keep up with this, right?
That they would let this go.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a vehicular assault on police officers, and that's damage to property. I would think that they would probably continue, Des, don't you think, to follow him in earnest?
Yes, absolutely. Pretty much every time we've seen a situation like that, that is when the police really start to get aggressive with these pursuits. When they have something like that affects them. You see plowing over the dirt there. They're going to lose control of this vehicle. They're going to pop a tire. I'm just afraid that this person is struggling to keep control of this van. I'm really worried that they're going to the fishtail spin out and into an innocent person the way this is going. A little more off-road maneuvers now into this parking lot. But you're right, Jeff. They're not going to let this go. It's really just a matter of how this is going to end. It's very hard for me to believe that this is not going to end in a bad crash the way this is
and
going.
obviously with the time change, it's getting dark rather quickly now. So we see the sun is going down on this police chase. Of course, Susie, that's going to make it even more dangerous as this driver is out of control on these surface streets, going twice this posted speed limit. And nightfall is in upon us as well.
Yeah, and you can see finally a ground unit there, and you can understand why they might be backing off sometimes. They will often do that. Agencies are certainly nearby, but they will back off because when someone is driving dangerously and as fast as these people are, as this person is right now on surface streets, you can imagine the pressure, seeing a patrol car behind you or a line of them behind you, and what kind of extra pressure that's going to put on this person when they're already driving like this, with this kind of adrenaline, driving around cars, going on the wrong side of the road, hopping up onto the sidewalk, carjacking people. I mean, this is someone who is not in the right state of mind right now.
They are in a desperate state of mind. There is obvious. It looks like we lost the left rear tire. Des, take it from here. He's on a rim, it looks like.
Yeah, and it was just a matter of time the way that this van was rocking back and forth, fishtailing like that. It looks like it just knocked that tire out of commission. So even more dangerous now is we're only on 3 good tires. And, we might lose another one here momentarily. Just have to see what happens. But it's going to be even more difficult for this person to control, especially the way they're trying to take those turns, the high center of gravity as well. All kinds of sparks coming out now as we're on Imperial Highway. Yeah, a very crowded street. And oh
Through
no,
a
right
gas
through a gas
station.
station where there's going to be people out all over
he's
the
gonna
place.
hit those people.
Oh, just threading the needle. Look at that. Wow.
Might have traded a little bit of paint there, but that was so nerve-wracking. It's probably going to smash through some
He's going
vehicles right here.
through. He's
oh
just going
no!
right through.
No
He may
care.
be stuck.
Let this end.
Oh,
let this
officer's
let
right
this
behind
end.
him.
Might be it.
Right here.
Right behind him, and
He may have
so
wedged
this
himself
is
up
a-
against that
Yeah,
parked
got
car.
stuck maybe.
I think he's wedged himself against the parked car, Des. Let's see if we can get another unit up there. He's still trying. You see the sparks flying.
Wow.
The
Wow.
left rear tire,
Yeah.
he's trying to get out of there. He has
if we
no
get to the
tread, no traction, and the engine now overheating, the smoke coming from the tires on the right rear of this van. He's just got the pedal to the metal, Des, trying to get out of this situation.
And this poor officer, my goodness, you can see him back off because the sparks were going so crazy, and he'd back off with his gun. He's got the gun trained on the car right now, but so far it doesn't look like any other ground units have arrived just yet.
Yeah, he's going to have to get some backup, of course, before he engages here. Des, if there's an opportunity to get a shot here a little wider to see if he has anybody with him. This is a tense situation. It looks like just one unit, one officer inside this cruiser who's got his gun drawn, and he's trained on this this desperate driver who's trying to get away in this van. Des, what do you see?
well, you're right, Jeff. Just the one person so far. And this is very nerve-wracking for this one officer who I'm sure is desperately calling for backup. We're not seeing here any at the moment, but look at all these folks across the street who see this spectacle. This is a Fullerton PD unit right here, but they're not going to like that. All these people are watching this. You've got people over here, looks like in the parking lot, trying to get some social media footage as well. And this person has still got their foot on the gas pedal with that metal against pavement. You see all the sparks coming out, all of the smoke as well. This just shows you how crazy this person was driving, that they haven't been able to get any other backup here yet at this point. But here comes, it might be CHP.
From the southbound side.
Yeah,
you see him
here's
coming
CHP.
around.
Who's coming in, and you've got all these innocent people who are right in the middle of this situation with someone who we've noticed is not afraid to carjack someone. So we'll just have to see what the next maneuver is going to be. But this vehicle is going to, if this continues, this van is going to be catching fire here shortly.
Well, and who knows what's in the back of that van? We have no idea if there's any sort of, cargo back there, storage, if it's empty or whatnot. It was fishtailing pretty good,
Yeah.
which leads me to believe there wasn't a whole lot back there. But also, you got to understand, to that right side of the vehicle in that van, there's a car parked there. I would assume that was parked. Maybe nobody's inside, but what if somebody was inside? They're certainly trapped at this point in time, edged up against this suspect vehicle with police behind.
Out of the vehicle.
Oh, and on the run.
Now, out and running.
This is
Out
the first
and on the
time.
run again,
Wow.
and let's see if they're going to try to carjack another vehicle. Probably they've already tried a couple of times, and so now it's going to be a foot pursuit. And I don't see any other units here in the area, but again, have to wonder if this person is armed with the way that they were trying to carjack someone earlier, and how were they even able to take that van? So out here for a run now. This is going to be Leffingwell Road near Inez Street. Underneath, yeah, getting awfully dark out here as well. Now here's another
there's a
unit.
Oh, he's getting out.
Okay, and here come, and so coming into a home right here. It looks like there's a home, but also a large truck yard or something. Over the fence, into this dark neighborhood, and let's see, going to be underneath this canopy of trees, going to be kind of difficult to see, but you see officers out with weapons drawn. We'll keep our shot kind of wide to see if they hopping into another backyard now.
Wow.
And over on this street right here, this is going to be, this is actually Inez Street right here. Last seen right here on the corner.
We see,
might
look to the left, we see residents
right
coming
here.
out to see what's going on.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Yeah.
this guy is going to take any opportunity that he can to get inside of a home or inside of a car, take advantage of somebody who's out there looking. That person out in front of her home, very vulnerable at this point in time, because that suspect in that desperation mode of trying to get away has done so much to get to this point, and you just hope that he doesn't assault somebody, try to get in somebody's house. and gets holed up in there, and then this could be an hours-long ordeal.
I mean, this all started with a stolen vehicle. The want was a stolen vehicle in Anaheim. It was a Honda sedan. That person actually got out of that car and then tried to carjack someone else. That didn't work. So then they went into a neighborhood and carjacked another car.
Look at the resident. There they go. Look at that. That's a resident.
Like a resident and the suspect, maybe exchanging some words and some. Oh my goodness, this is very dangerous.
I think the homeowners are fighting with the suspect. He's trying to get in that truck. He's going to carjack that truck.
No, he's going to take it. No, and the person is right in front of the
vehicle.
Don't run them over.
Goodness.
And
their
dog.
Just so dangerous.
Oh no, it's through the.
The second car he's carjacked. Wow.
Did you see the assault that he had on those people? He somehow got the car keys, going now past police. In this third stolen vehicle, he's on the run again. This is a work truck, it looks like. The family obviously very upset with what has happened. He fought, his strong-armed his way somehow into the home to get the keys, or somebody taking the front bumper off of that car. And now again, Des, he's on the run. I hope those people that he assaulted in the driveway of that home are okay. He obviously strong-armed them to get the keys to this truck, and now once again on the run. I
mean, as Desmond was saying, he's got to be armed because the number of people that he is carjacking, I can't imagine he went into that home and asked them politely to give him the keys and hand over the keys, and they just did. My guess is they were forced to hand over the keys, and that's why they were fighting and saying, no, don't do that, don't take my car. Stood in front of that truck, even that work truck, before he turned on the lights and drove away. So this is the second carjacking that we are seeing during this pursuit. This suspect, as we were telling you, actually originally tried to carjack one person and then got into another van in a neighborhood because he failed to carjack one person. And then after that, that van was, the sparks were flying on that van because of a lost tire in the rear end. And then after that, this is what we're seeing. He went into a neighborhood, ran on foot, got into a house somehow, and got the keys from the residents, and now again on the run in a new truck.
Pure insanity. And you saw how he was able to pass a number of police cruisers responding to the scene, not knowing that he had already taken this vehicle, drove right past them. Unknowingly, they didn't have any idea that he was in this pickup truck. He was able to escape and take off because he was accosted and assaulted the homeowner and somehow got the keys. We don't know if it was at gunpoint, some sort of weapon, but you could see, if we have a chance to show you in the inset, I think I'd like to show the viewers the assault that occurred on the family. There appeared to be, here we go, on the right-hand part of your screen, it appeared to be 4 men, if I could see,
and
three,
fighting
and one of them, of course, being the suspect, very agitated, trying to stop him, and then even get in front of the vehicle there as he turns on the light, starts up the truck, and then takes off and steals yet the second car. Actually, it would be the third, it was the initial one, and takes off with their pickup truck. Obviously was able to somehow wrestle the keys from them, whether it was inside the home or accosting them out on the sidewalk or the driveway. Des, now he's turning off his lights and he's on Fidel and Beatty in Whittier.
Yeah, I mean, and this is just so infuriating. That was someone's livelihood, you know, right there, Jeff and Susie. You can see that this is a work truck, probably a small business owner. This person came into their home, and you saw it looked like other residents there were able to chase the person out of the home, but were able to get the keys somehow. I was really, really concerned that we were going to see someone or one of those people's dogs get run over. I was at least relieved that we didn't see that. But this is a level of desperation I don't think that I've ever seen. Multiple carjackings, and we actually learned that this actually didn't even start with a stolen vehicle. This started with a traffic violation, and then we heard, obviously, then it became a stolen vehicle. I think after the attempted carjacking. So what is going on with this person? What else is the deal with them that they are willing to jeopardize their life to this degree and everyone around them? Ram into the back of a police car. What is going on with this person that they're willing to do all this to get away? Obviously, much more if this person has some kind of a lengthy rap sheet or you know, if they have a warrant out. It must be something like that for this person to drive as insanely as they are on these streets. Kind of calm down a little bit for the moment, but just completely wreck that van. untold amounts of property damage, plowing between multiple vehicles, and not to mention the police cruiser from Fullerton PD, which got mangled, getting rammed into as well. Onto the wrong side of the road, right between two vehicles again. Oh, I had said it to calm down for a moment, then he does something like that.
Yeah, no kidding. You can only imagine, though, the delicate and challenging operation this must pose for law enforcement officials who are obviously want to get this guy off the road because he's posing such a big danger to the public, but also the fact that, I mean, they don't want to put too much pressure on him, too, to drive even more crazy, if you will, on these surface streets. I mean, he's going, 70, 80 miles per hour on these surface streets. And as we've been talking about, it gets dark earlier now. And this is the time that people are out and about in neighborhoods. They're walking their dogs. They are jogging. They're maybe, outside, recreating and things like that. And it just makes you so nervous.
So we're going to take a look at the video on the right. It appears now we're getting information. The homeowners were able to fire shots at the suspect. We're told at least 3 shots were fired in the driveway of this home. The suspect somehow was able to get through the gunfire and past the owner of the truck. You see 3 adults out there, it appears to me, and was able to wrestle the keys and get in the truck and take off. This is the desperate moments of a suspect who has stolen 3 cars, forcibly carjacked 2, and we're going to go back to the shot here that we have on the right-hand part of your screen. We're going to slow it down for you if we can. We understand the homeowner there had 3 shots towards the suspect. There was gunfire.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can see the muzzle flash or not, but we do have that confirmed through police sources that the owner of the vehicle shot at the suspect, but you can understand just the heightened alert there. Oh, you see that?
Yeah,
I see the gunfire
flash,
down to the ground. At that point in time when the suspect was already in the truck. So they're trying to defend their property, defend their lives. And what's so interesting, Des, is you made mention, this is a work truck. This is somebody's livelihood. This is a small business owner, whether it be a contractor whose life just went right out of the driveway with them. They tried to defend it as best they could, but they were unable to do so. And here's this truck still leading police. That's a question I have, Des, is at one point in time, we saw them driving past the units that were responding to the earlier call. Do you see any units at all behind this truck?
Just widen out and look a little bit here as we're on Norwalk Boulevard, and I don't see any at all. But you've got to imagine here a lot of different law enforcement agencies are communicating right now about this maniac coming through their jurisdiction. We've been through a lot of cities now at this point. We first heard about it in Buena Park and briefly in Fullerton and in Anaheim, and then Santa Fe Springs, Whittier, and we're in the Whittier area now on Slauson Avenue, very busy street right here. So no units directly behind them that we have seen, but you would hope that that is in the offing, because it doesn't seem to matter if there's any units behind this person or not. They're continuing to drive so crazy like this. The helicopters overhead, they are there, definitely probably trying to guide some units in right now. Definitely a lot of communication going on. What are they going to do about this person?
I mean,
I just can't imagine. We see desperate people all the time in police pursuits, but this level of desperation probably going to go right over the median here, which is basically his MO, and right through the intersection, right into oncoming traffic. He's been doing that over and over and over again. This is somebody that took this pickup truck, carjacked it by force, was fired upon by the owner of the truck at least 3 times, and was still able to steal this vehicle. This is going to be now in Whittier on Sorensen and Wakeman, or Sorensen, I would say. Sorensen and Washington in Whittier is the location there, too. Oakland County Sheriff's deputies, Oakland County Sheriff's Department helicopters are overhead following, but Susie, we don't know of any ground units at this time.
Yeah, and you can imagine how difficult it would be to even try to follow this person. First of all, they're not going to, because they don't want to put that extra pressure from behind on this person to drive even more dangerously. But, we certainly don't want to see that. But they want to get this person. I mean, look at the way this person is driving right now. Just case in point throughout this. I mean, getting so close to those cars on the wrong side of the road. And, I mean, we started this with a traffic infraction. And we talk about evading police. He rammed a Fullerton police patrol car. There was a carjacking attempt, 2 stolen cars. I mean, this person, Desmond, we were talking about if it was just a traffic infraction, then why run from police, right?
Yeah, and that's on the right-hand part of your screen. I'm sorry, Des. I'm just going to just make a reference to the inset box, which shows the ramming of that police vehicle. Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely something else going on here. You know, we can only imagine, but a lot of times when you see someone, if whatever it is, if it was an illegal left turn or whatever, the police are trying to pull them over for, and then they go and initiate something like this, there is something much deeper afoot with this suspect. And this person has, this guy, we know it's a guy, has no idea how lucky they are for one to be ramming the back of a police cruiser and to not have had shots fired on them, even less than lethal. I was really surprised at that. And then we know that they had shots fired at them by the homeowner in the middle of right in their front yard right there, and to not have been hit by that. And not to mention blowing through all of the lights, going up on the curb, all of the things that this has not ended in some kind of a crash already is incredible. Yeah, and not getting shot. I mean, just so lucky in so many regards. It's truly unreal.
You know, as I take a look at the right-hand part of your screen and that assault to get the truck, it appears to me the suspect pointed something, possibly a gun, right there. He pointed to get away from them. They back off. And then it appears that there was a struggle between the 4 adults, one person with a gun, to keep that person from shooting at the suspect, because it appears that there's a little bit of an argument going on, and then the gun is fired twice towards the ground. So to me, it looks like maybe there was somebody within that family that was arguing to not involve the gunfire and the gun, even though it appears to me, Susie, that the suspect pointed something at the homeowner and the owner of the truck, whether it was a knife or a gun or something, but it was enough for them to back off immediately.
Something threatening, I mean, beyond a gun, because they have a gun. So if you have a gun and they have a gun, you know, that person would probably also be scared, as we're going through a parking lot right now. They'd probably also be scared, you know, the person driving this car, that they might get shot in all of this. But
it seemed like an internal struggle between the homeowner and a couple of people as to if they should use the gun or not. So, Des, where are we now?
We're inside of a large shopping center right here, you know, somewhere where we could have seen a lot of people walking around. And fortunately, we really didn't there. But, you know, that's my big concern. You know, earlier we were in that neighborhood where this last carjacking happened, this truck jacking, and we saw all the people out there walking around in this neighborhood, and now blasting along here up to 70 miles an hour on Hadley Street. So not too far away from the 605 freeway. But you see the spotlight there overhead. Orange County has been on this one like a hawk. And you just have to wonder, you know, how this is going to end, and if this person feels like they're going to probably carjack as many vehicles as they need to get away. It is clear that this person has absolutely no intention of giving up. It's just what's going to happen next with this insanity. Wow, it's right through there, through another red light. So close, could have gotten T-boned right there.
This driver is not going to slow down, Des. I think you're right, because we've seen the desperation, taking that van and trying to get away, lodging it up against a parked car with police right on his tail. He was able to escape and then run and then get into this vehicle. Des, you're right. This is a desperate person, and you just wonder how this is going to end.
Yeah, no kidding. And this is the 3rd car that we are seeing the suspect drive during this pursuit, and we've been on it just over 20 minutes here now. And if you're just joining us here on CBS 2 News at 5, this has been breaking news. A wild pursuit of sorts, if you will. The original want was just a traffic violation. It was in Anaheim. There was a Honda sedan that was a stolen vehicle, we believe. And that person tried to carjack another person. That failed. So then they got into a van in a neighborhood, drove that until sparks started flying out of the left rear tire. And until that happened, then they actually, as you see on the right side of your screen, tried to ram another police car, and that has been the MO. This person is doing whatever they can, taking any kind of desperate measures to evade police, and this is going to be among a list of charges this person is going to face. And I'm hoping that we're not adding more charges to this. This is a scene from the pursuit when we saw that person right before they took the truck that they're driving right now. They went and fled on foot into a neighborhood, somehow got into this house, and whether they took the keys by force or maybe demanded them and with a gun and pointed a gun at them and said, "Give me the keys to this truck." You can see the people. They ran out of the car or ran out of the house with that person, pointing a gun at him. Actually fired shots. We saw them as we slowed that video down, but this person got away. But as Desmond was talking about, the Orange County Sheriff's Department keeping their chopper overhead. I believe the Anaheim Police Department also had theirs up above at one point. But you can see the desperation on the right side of your screen with those neighbors really trying to keep that car on their lot and trying to keep that person from taking their car.
To me, that looks like a father with the weapon and maybe his younger sons that were imploring him not to use it. Definitely, there's definitely a struggle as we go back here live. He turned around on this road. This is Alta Avenue at Beverly Boulevard and Whittier at one point in time. This is more interesting here, Susie, the behavior now. He's slowed down just a bit. He seems to be more contemplative as to what he's going to do as opposed to just driving as fast as he could to get away. Now he seems to be kind of maybe, I don't know if he's trying to case this neighborhood or maybe he knows this neighborhood, but he's plotting something here. Is he going to park and get out?
It's a good question. I mean, he's turning around again.
He's just going to do another U-turn. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're kind of up in the hills of Whittier right now, and he was going down that street and he's hit 2 dead ends and has reversed, and pretty much all the streets up this way are going to end up against the Whittier Hills. So I was wondering if this person was going to try to get out and run into the darkness of the hills, or were they looking to carjack, yet again on this one. But we know for sure that the owner of this truck has got to be just besides themselves watching this right now. Wondering if they're going to have a work truck to be able to use tomorrow, or if it's going to end in a crash. Just so nerve-wracking for them. I mean, just imagine being in your home. You just got home. This person bursts in out of nowhere, demanding the keys, and then all of a sudden you're in a struggle, and now you're watching your work truck stolen live on television. The at least second stolen vehicle on this one, and yeah, what is this person going to do next? It looked like maybe they were looking to get out of the vehicle. Now, not so much.
Yeah. And any ground units nearby that you see right now, Desmond?
You go forward. I do not see any ground units. That's LA County Sheriff's helicopter now. We understand it's their spotlight right now. The two from Orange County have pulled off at this point. So it's now that we're up into LA County. And on a really kind of wooded area here of Beverly Boulevard. We'll try to get you a better shot here in just a minute.
Okay, well, this is going to be the latest pursuit that we have been following here on CBS2. We began at the top of the hour with this. It all started with a traffic violation of a driver at a Honda. That came to be a stolen vehicle. The pursuit then began. At one point in time, he was able to get into this van you see there on the right-hand part of your screen. He got kind of stuck into an area, then rammed this police car over and over again, and finally was able to get away, and then put that van into a situation where he was able to bail out on foot, and then carjacked a truck, and that is the left-hand part of your screen. Unfortunately, it looks like we may have to break away from this pursuit. We do have a situation where we need to fuel our helicopter, Susie, and so we're going to be able to follow this throughout the evening here and see what happens. Just as we leave you here, it appears there is one unit finally behind this carjacked truck and this driver of this latest pursuit. But
we're going to keep an eye on the situation and bring you the very latest just as Desmond Shaw and his crew in Sky 2 fuel up and come right back. All right. Well, the last time we saw him, he was racing down Beverly Boulevard and Whittier police. Well, chopper still on his tail. Sky 2 had to peel off just a moment to refuel. We're going to get back to that chase in just a few moments. And we are right now. Let's go upstairs now to Desmond Shaw live in Sky 2. Looks like coming to an end at a gas station.
Susie, here we go again. Oh my gosh, he's backing right up into the cruiser again.
This is
just like they did earlier. This is the sheriff's deputies. The back of him as he pulled into this gas station. They want to end this right now, and look at almost just like before, rammed into the back of the cruiser and smoke flying again. We understand that the person lost one of the tires on this one, and So that's probably why they're maybe pulling over to stop, but now getting a big cloud of smoke out there. Look at all the deputies, whereas before, after when they were in that van earlier, they did not have enough officers. They have completely surrounded this person now. LA County Sheriff's deputies here that are out here probably from the San Gabriel Valley out here ready to take this person into custody, but we're just going to have to see how this is going to end.
Yeah, no kidding, Desmond. Well, this has been a real wild ride, as we've been talking about. This person has made some dangerous maneuvers, ramming into 2 different patrol cars on 2 different occasions. We believe the first one was a Fullerton Police Department cruiser down in Anaheim, and then up here in Whittier now with an LA County Sheriff's Department cruiser. And you can see that the person is inside that car right now. This is actually the second car that he carjacked, if you will. There were multiple attempts actually for carjacking, and he succeeded 2 times. But it looks like a lot of people, a lot of looky-loos. Is that the person?
Well,
we saw him wearing dark clothing
they got someone
earlier.
Over here.
Huh?
Oh, whoa. Yeah, no. There was someone there that they're detaining right now. I'm not sure if there was just an innocent. I mean, it must have just been an innocent person, but they were detaining. They're going to put that person in the back of the cruiser right now. They're very resistant. Not sure what all is going on there. But look at all of the smoke coming out of this vehicle right now. I almost wonder if this person's trying to almost create like a smoke screen and then try to get out like they did earlier with that van. It almost seemed like that's what they were doing with when we saw all that smoke being kicked up by the van. So I have to imagine we're going to see sheriff's deputies here soon with the less than lethal. You see the canine unit over here. That dog is ready to go on a moment's notice. That dog really wants to bring this driver down. And okay, shot. Susie, we can confirm that shots have been fired by deputies here at Gale Avenue and Hacienda. So it's unclear if that suspect is shot. So that's going to be another big part. Bullet hole. Oh wow, there's bullet holes in the driver's side window of the truck. So we can't confirm if the suspect has been hit at this point, but you can understand, as insane as this is, and how the suspect was again ramming into the back of the authorities. Deputies have opened fire on this person, but it's not clear if they've been hit.
And you know, with the number of carjackings that this person has attempted and actually succeeded with, you know, we believe that this person is armed with some type of weapon, and we are only inferring that because of the fact that if the second attempted carjacking at the house, in front of the house, the person, the resident of the house, actually had a knife, and somehow they got away with the key. So we do believe that the person maybe used some sort of threatening device. We don't know whether it was a gun or a knife or something else that made those residents say, hey, you know what, we're also in danger, we're going to back off, and they actually were forced to allow him to drive that car away, the truck that you're looking at right now. So you can only imagine, as Desmond was talking about earlier, you know, these people, you know, are at home sitting there, and then all of a sudden someone comes into their house. We don't know, I mean, they don't know who this person is, randomly comes into their house and demands the keys to the truck. They come out, you know, fighting, you know, with him and saying, hey, don't do that, you know, give me the keys back, I'm sure, you know, you're not going to get away with my car. And now here we are live on television, and it looks like something's on fire now, Desmond?
It looks like it might be that the rear passenger side tire that is on fire, because this person's been hitting the gas pedal constantly, again, just like they were with that van. And again, I could see the bullet shoot, the shots through the glass right there. I'll see if I can zoom in just a little bit more. That glass right there, possibly 3 or 4 bullets that were fired now. I can't tell if that was lethal or less than lethal force that was used, but look at all of the smoke that's going on. Was the suspect hit by this, or are they just sitting in the car panicking with their foot slammed on the gas pedal? It's not clear at this point, but look at so many deputies out here, and there you see walking back there with a shield. They're going to kind of reevaluate here and retreat a little bit, because you know, with all of that smoke, it, you know, kind of obscures them being able to see the suspect. I haven't seen any movement coming from this vehicle, but it looks like the windows might be kind of dark, so hard to tell what is going on inside there right now.
Yeah, you can see the level of response to this, and understandably so. This is a person who went through many different jurisdictions, not only with the Orange County Sheriff's Department, the Anaheim Police Department, the Fullerton Police Department, and now in Whittier with the LA County Sheriff's Department. We had the Orange County Sheriff's Department overhead with their chopper, the Anaheim Police Department over with their chopper, and obviously these law enforcement officials want to get this person because he was posing so much danger to the public, driving so dangerously, making so many dangerous maneuvers and moves and carjackings. And I mean, at this point, they're just saying, you know what? Forget this, putting too much pressure on this person. Let's get this person. And this person, obviously went into this gas station, what we're looking at right now, tried to ram actually did ram, as you can see here, another LA County Sheriff's Department cruiser after having rammed a Fullerton Police Department cruiser down in Anaheim. And now we're looking at the scene here. Now, we do believe, we have confirmed that there have been shots fired by the LA County Sheriff's Department into this car. Desmond was saying that he does see the bullet holes there. It's kind of hard for us to see from our vantage point, but we do believe that he maybe is either injured, but maybe not, because of the fact that he was still slamming on that accelerator and creating all that smoke. But it looks like a lot of that has dissipated now, Desmond.
Yeah, definitely. As a matter of fact, this person is lucky because deputies actually may have put that fire out with their fire extinguisher. And I mean, you have to imagine you're one of these deputies, you're dealing with this kind of maniac. And even despite all of that, they were able to go up and put the fire out. Even in this kind of situation, they are thinking about the safety of this person, which is really just amazing to believe. We might see a canine get involved in this shortly. You see all of these officers here in the stance that they're in. They're deploying all of their shields. We'll see if they're going to be able to get that canine inside the vehicle. The windows are up right now, though, and I'm wondering if they're going to come from the passenger side, or here you see they're getting spotlights on from their vehicle now. And Susie, we understand that deputies have reason to believe that this person is armed with a firearm. We had suspected that earlier after what we saw that happened with that homeowner, where we thought that the suspect may have brandished that gun in order to get the keys to this work truck. So deputies, very strong suspicion. Obviously, that is a huge factor in how this is all going to unfold. But you see the bullet holes there very clearly, and I'm wondering, I mean, it certainly seems like, looking at that angle, that the suspect may have very well been hit by at least one of these shots.
Yeah, and you can definitely tell from the LA County Sheriff's Department deputies' stance when they were stacked up behind each other, behind that shield, behind the human shield. They were backing up, not going towards the car. They had at one point, but they backed up because I believe what Desmond was just talking about, the fact that they had confirmed that he does in fact have a firearm in this car. I mean, it could be one, it could be multiple. We don't know. He's done multiple carjacking, so it's unclear right now. They certainly don't want to take that risk. Who knows? They might send the canine in first to go ahead and see if they can get the guy out that way, or maybe use some less than lethal later, or this can turn into possibly Sheriff SWAT, the Special Enforcement Bureau, coming in if this turns into a barricade situation, right, Desmond?
Yeah, absolutely. I have to imagine that they're very probably, getting ready to go. They come from Monterey Park, but, you see how many deputies are involved, and they have that Special Enforcement Bureau, the big armored vehicles. This would certainly be an ideal situation to bring them in and bring this to an end. We've seen that happen so many times where these turn into standoffs. And this is probably one where I'm guessing deputies are not going to have that kind of patience after the way this has gone, with multiple carjackings, with this person ramming into multiple police vehicles now, all kinds of property damage to innocent people. Obviously, the owner of this truck, they may start shooting some less than lethal in now. Pepper balls, we're hearing. We'll see if that has any effect on this suspect. But you have to wonder if the suspect was hit, and if they were, what their condition is in there.
Yeah, it's true. Right after those shots were fired, we did see some smoke coming out of that car again, and we saw a deputy just used a fire extinguisher to actually put out all that, or that was the smoke coming out from that fire there after it was put out. But like Desmond was talking about, we don't know the condition of the driver right now, the suspect inside this car. We do believe it's just only that one person inside with him because we saw him running on multiple occasions, carjacking on multiple occasions. And here we are here in Whittier right now. If you're just joining us here on CBS 2 News at 6, this has been breaking news for almost a good hour now. We started this in the 5 o'clock hour. This all started with the traffic infraction of the stolen vehicle of a Honda sedan. That's what we found out afterwards, that it was in fact a stolen car. And then that person tried to carjack someone in one place and down in Anaheim, and then they went into a neighborhood that failed. So they went into another neighborhood in Anaheim, and actually they rammed a police car and got into another van, and they were able to get that van in the neighborhood. They rammed the police cruiser from the Fullerton Police Department to get out of that driveway there. They pushed back that car, that police patrol car, and then they were off. And then we saw that person actually, it was deja vu, right, Desmond? I mean, we saw them doing the exact same thing, as they did here. But, there was so much smoke coming out of that van at one point, sparks flying before that because they had lost some tires on the left-hand side of that van. And then they got out of that van, ran for it. We thought maybe this was going to turn into a foot pursuit, but it turns out this person got into a house in Whittier and perhaps demanded the keys from the residents. The residents, if we can show that video one more time in our inset box, when the residents come out, you can see them fighting and probably yelling at the suspect, saying, "Don't do this, don't do this." It looked like the resident there had a knife. We're going to see this video right now. You can see the altercation happening just outside the house there, and it looks like the neighbor points some sort of weapon at the person, a knife or something perhaps. But we do believe now that this person is in fact armed with a firearm, so that is probably how they got away. You're going to see them drive away on the right side of your screen right now, turn the lights on, and then just drive away. Desmond, what are we looking at now?
They're moving in here, Susie. You see multiple shields there and a lot of units. I'm just kind of afraid of what we're going to see right here. So we might need to widen out if this suspect has been hit. Well, you know what? No, look at that. They're moving. They've got their hands up.
Okay.
Amazing. I mean, those 3 bullet holes, one of them was right where that suspect's head would be, and I thought it was very likely that the suspect was hit. But they're definitely conscious and breathing, regardless if they've been hit or not. We saw them right there with their hands up, and it looks like they're going to be drug out by force. So let's see. Maybe we will be having a peaceful resolution to this.
All right, looks like
they have requested sorry about this. They have requested the fire department come in here. So let's see what the condition is of this suspect. But just the good news, that the.
All right.
So, this person has had weapons fired at. They've.
We're showing some video right now, Desmond. We're going to pull away from your shot for just a moment because we don't know the condition of this suspect right now. We do believe that he was possibly injured by the gunfire from the LA County Sheriff's Department deputies. So we're showing you the video at the point where he was in Orange County and rammed into that Fullerton police cruiser and then got away starting. And let's take you back now to Desmond's live picture in Whittier, where this is all coming to an end tonight. The suspect now being detained and under arrest next to that patrol car that you see there, and finally coming to an end after almost an hour and a half of some crazy driving, crazy maneuvers. Desmond, I don't believe I've seen anyone as desperate as that today as we did in the suspect.
Anyone as desperate or as lucky. Again, I just have to emphasize, after everything that happened, ramming into the back of multiple police cruisers, in the end, deputies did open fire on this suspect. It does not appear that this suspect was hurt. They got out of the vehicle. They weren't limping or anything like that. They weren't clutching at their side. I don't see any blood anywhere. They're going to evaluate this person anyway. The fire department will be here soon. And it's possible that they'll end up in the back of an ambulance before they're in the back of handcuffs. But after the way this went, it was frankly just shocking that it ended so peacefully. But you saw deputies; they were not going to let this turn into one of those 3 or 4 hour standoffs where they have to bring in the Bearcats. They said, "We've got enough deputies here. We've got enough shields. We're going to go in. We're going to get this person." And they nabbed him. And after all that, no one was hurt or killed.